What is good, my people? So I took some feedback from the last video. People wanted to see landscape, so we're on landscape. Hope you guys are doing well. Today is Monday. Great start to the week. I'm gonna try to do these every other day. That's gonna be the goal. I'll do a car yap every other day, and then I'll do some more formal content with my camera. Do you guys like the new setup? What do you guys think? Let me know. Also, let me know what you guys want me to talk about, because there's obviously tons of topics. I could do educational stuff. I could do whatever you guys want to see. So today's topic is going to be about ego lifting and the rise of ego lifting in the science-based lifting community, and how it's a massive detriment in terms of your progress as a lifter. So obviously I've done my fair share of ego lifting. Everyone has. And it gets to a point where obviously you want to chase good technique, but you don't necessarily need perfect technique. And sometimes if you're so fixated on having perfect technique, that could get in the way of your effort and you being actually able to put in maximal amounts of effort, because you're so distracted and fixated on having picture perfect technique. So you just want your technique to be solid. You don't need it to be perfect, but this is the issue, is too many younger lifters are obsessed with lifting heavier weights for the sake of lifting heavier weights. They don't care about, in their mind, they want to get as big as they possibly can, but their actions don't show that, because they're simply just ego lifting and lifting weights that they can't handle. Every single time I get a video from either a client or someone that I'm reviewing form, and it's not good, it's always a case of the weight is too heavy. Always. And every single answer to that problem is just lower the weight. Just lower the weight. You don't need to be doing 2, 3, 4 reps, especially as a beginner to intermediate trainee. No one needs to do it, essentially. There's some caveats to that, and a more advanced trainee could have benefits to pushing their rep ranges rather low. Motivation, motivated recruitment increases, things like that. But for the vast majority of people in the science-based lifting community, a lot of them are earlier on in their training, and there's absolutely no good reason that they should be training with 4 reps. And it's often 4 reps with like negative 10 reps in reserve. And the reason I'm saying that is because not a single rep looks good. Every single time you question yourself and say, oh, was this too heavy? Chances are, yes, it most likely was. So how do you fix this? You just lower the weight. You lower the weight. You go into the 5 to 8 rep range, or the 6 to 8 rep range to be safe. Now, most people don't do this because they have to lift a significantly less weight, and obviously that's not cool, and it hurts your ego. But what do you care about most? Do you care about this number on paper that realistically you're not even proud of to begin with because it doesn't look good? Or do you care about the muscle on your frame? Because at the end of the day, the whole reason we got into science-based lifting is to optimize our progress and to get to that goal physique that we have in our mind, the quickest, most effective way possible. And if you're going to put a seatbelt behind your back, you're going to use a mouth guard, use a Bluetooth handle, do all of these little strategies, yet the basics of having proper technique goes out the window, we are missing the forest for the trees. So, moral of the story is just raise your rep range slightly. The difference between the fatigue of a 4 rep set to failure and an 8 rep set to failure is going to be negligible. It's going to be very slim. In the same breath that the difference of an eccentric contraction length of, say, 3 to 4 seconds compared to 0 to 2 seconds is also going to be negligible. It's going to be very slim. Now, there is going to be a difference, yes, but for the vast majority of people that are listening to this, it's not something that you need to worry about. So, have a controlled eccentric, right? I want to see your eccentric be 2 to 3 seconds long, and I want you to have a rep range of minimum 5 to 8 reps. I don't want to see any of you guys go to 4 reps, and the reason I'm saying that is because I do not have the confidence that you're going to be able to perform a 4-rep set close to failure with perfect technique, or at least solid enough technique, because the amount of training footage that I've reviewed and I've seen what these 4-rep sets look like, it's brutal. And then if we take into account the effective reps model, or the stimulating reps theory, there's going to roughly be 5 stimulating reps in a set to failure. Not every single set, because obviously once fatigue settles in, that is going to limit our amount of effective reps that we're going to be able to get in a set. But with that being said, if you are doing 1 set per muscle group or per muscle region in a session, whether that's upper, lower, full body, and you are getting 2 to 3 reps and then moving on, that's a detriment to your gains. You only have 1 opportunity. The whole point of you doing a single set system is to ensure that you're getting those full 5 effective reps for each of those muscle regions, so you're able to get as much stimulus that you're able to get in every single session. So you're making the most out of training with that higher frequency. That should be the basics, right? But too many times, ego lifting, people can't handle the fact that they're going to have to lower their weight by 30% to be able to do a couple more reps. But you have to take into consideration, it just feels so much better too. Especially some of these less stable exercises, no matter how hard you try to make them stable, kneeling, cable, lying cuff, etc., they're going to be much more suited for that 5 to 8, 6 to 8, even 6 to 10 rep range. If you have an exercise that is somewhat of a free weight, or a machine press, or a machine pull down, or something like that is incredibly stable, these exercises are going to be more suited for that lower rep range. But even then, you have to really ask yourself, have you earned the right to be able to do this 4-rep set to failure and maintain proper technique? Because chances are the answer is probably no. So the moral of this video is, stop ego lifting. If you're going to put a seatbelt behind your back, you're going to use cuffs, straps, Bluetooth handle, mouth guard, etc., then make use of those tools. The whole point of those tools is to increase motor unit recruitment, but I feel like nobody actually understands what that means. If you are trying to increase motor unit recruitment for that specific target tissue, yet you're including all of these additional movements that's going to essentially leak that motor unit recruitment for that target tissue into supporting muscles, like the muscles that are going to control your spine, so your abs or your lats, especially when you look at something like a tricep extension. Most of the time that I see tricep extensions, it's like a pseudo pullover / elbow extension exercise, which is terrible. That's a brutalized one. A lot of people complain about leg extensions hurting their knees. Well, I wonder why it hurts your knees. Your technique is brutal. One thing is, whenever you're performing a leg extension, you want to ensure that you are stacking your joints. Your hip, your knee, and your ankle are all in a straight line. Your knee is facing straight up, your kneecap to the sky. You have slight internal rotation. And stop doing 4 reps. Stop. Your quads are going to be able to handle more volume, right? They have a higher voluntary activation deficit. They're going to be able to handle more volume than something like your biceps or triceps. So, like I said prior in the video, you don't have to limit fatigue so much to the point where you're doing a 3-4 rep set. Again, if your knees are hurting, raise the rep range slightly. Just raise the rep range slightly. The chances are that your knee is hurting because your technique is poor. I almost guarantee that that's the reason. It's usually the answer for every single problem whenever you have joint pain in the gym. It's obviously, there's going to be caveats, there's going to be overuse injuries, etc. But more often than not, it is a ego lifting problem, and it is a technique issue. And both of those issues, ego lifting and technique, can both be solved by just lowering the rep, or raising the rep range slightly. So that's going to be it for today. This is my yap on ego lifting. Let's make science-based lifting great again. No, 6 to 8 reps is not holy cardio. 6 to 8 reps is perfectly fine. Chances are, if you've been training for 1 to 2 years, this is where you should be sitting with the majority of your exercises. I don't want to see any of you guys go below 5 reps, because majority of people who listen to me are earlier on in their training journeys regardless. So we're not going to go below 5 reps anymore. We're going to control our eccentrics, right? 2 to 3 seconds. We're going to have good technique. We're going to be proud of our technique. We're going to record our sets, because then if you start posting on social media, you will by default start having better technique. And the reason for this is because you'll want to be proud of your technique, because now you're posting it to a bunch of people, and these people will clown on you if you have poor technique. So you guys want to get jacked, I want to get jacked, and the best way to get jacked is by having proper technique, training in relatively low rep ranges. 6 to 8 reps is still relatively low. Training in close proximity to failure, having good technique, controlling the eccentric 2 to 3 seconds, picking stable exercises, training that as frequently as you possibly can, and doing it for a long period of time. So that is going to be it for me. I'm about to pull up to the gym now. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic Monday, or whatever day it is for you when you see this, and I will catch you guys tomorrow or the day after. Peace.